Hey guys, how's it going? Owner here, and welcome to the 12th and final round of the Formula SimRacing PRO series, and I'm going to give you my point of view on the race. So here we go. Q1 is on the way already, same story as always, but I do have to tell you something, is that something pretty important. I've got a 30-second penalty added to the race time in Australia. Remember that absolutely thrilling race. There was one driver who protested me. I'm not gonna say any names, as I think that's a little bit inappropriate, but one driver protested me, and thanks to that got a 30-second penalty. It was for corner extending, and it was out of the final every single lap. It was every single corner where I extended every time was the exit of the quick left right chicane, and I only did it like 6 times or something like that. But you're only allowed to cut 10% of the race distance. So for example, if it's 33 laps, you're only allowed to cut 33 or 3.3%, 3 laps, something like that basically, and I did it 6 times. So it's a shame, but rules are rules, and before the race that actually ruled me out already for the top 3 of the championship. So I will probably not finish in the top 3. I'm still gonna give it a go though around this track. I must say that the motivation for me was not really that great for practicing. I started practicing Saturday only, like really hard practice Saturday, which was 1 day before the race. But still, I had a good pace for some reason. After a couple of laps, I was already up with the ghost speed pace. So yeah, I was happy to see that. And now we are going to start the Q1 lap. So top 10 advances to Q2. Let's see what we can do. So we are around the circuit of the Americas, Kota, and starting lap right now. So 2 DRS zones around this track. One of them is here. DRS, as you saw there, is wide open for the run here towards the first corner. A very, very blind apex on the first corner. It's not really that tricky to see from this camera point of view. As you saw there, a few steps with the wheels. I got some oversteer. But in a Q2 lap, you'll see that that corner is completely blind. Now, through the ending of the first sector, very, very flowing section here. I had very, very good pace in the first sector, really. I was up with the World Championship drivers in terms of pace there. PB was like a 22.0, so that is very quick, I believe. Anyway, second sector right now, more about the top speed. The first sector is really a flowing sector, and then as you progress throughout the lap, it gets a little bit more technical. And this one huge straight here in the middle of the second sector, the DRS wide open as you hit about 320 kilometers per hour as you reach the end of the straight here. Breaking down at the 100 meter board for this, I call it a hairpin. It's some kind of 90-degree corner at the same time, but I'm gonna call it a hairpin. Then this section here is the section where it gets very technical, very hard to find the grip, and very hard to get on the throttle. Traction needs to be good, but I didn't find my traction good with the setup. I did find the mechanical and aerodynamic downforce great, but for some reason the traction was not always there. Final 2 corners here. This corner is very flowing again, 4th gear, running it a little bit wide, but no extension of the track limits there. As in FSR, the curbs do count as the track limits as well. The rest are wide open once again, and we're crossing the line. Puts me up in P2 with a 137.0. Quite a nice lap, and that, as I said, put me into P2. Now we're going to Q2, so only one shot to get it right, as we see me there coming through the screen. I have found some new camera settings for rFactor 2, and now I can zoom in and stuff like that. I'm going completely crazy with that throughout the race. As you see me there on rain tires. Oh, there we go, pop to slick tires now. It's a little bit of a glitch within rFactor. Yeah, I found a new. I found out that you could actually zoom in and stuff like that. I'm going to go completely crazy with that in the races as well, because I absolutely love it. But anyway, onto the lap now. So Q2 lap, one shot to get it right. Was very confident. My PB was a 36.4, which is not a bad lap. That is a pretty good time. Actually, 36.4 was the pole time in the Ace series, and Ace comes before this race, but it's the second division. This is the third one. So yeah, pace was there definitely, but it all depends on this one person again, Kubak Brzezinski. He is always so super quick, and really, my day depends on him quite a bit, because I really think, as you see Eduard here behind me, I'm trying to give him slipstream on his lap. There we go. So giving my ghost speed Ghost PT made a little bit of a slipstream there down the straight, trying to help and get a good lap time. But yeah, in my opinion, Kuba can really drive in the World Championship. He is that quick and very talented. So it's hard to beat him. It's not impossible, don't get me wrong, but it is hard to do so. But obviously a good quali helps with that. I wanted to start the first or either third. Second not. Why not? Well, because second is on the dirty side of the grid and that really affects your start. So we have this beautiful shot there. So Q2 then underway. Some people already on their laps. I like to go out on track towards the end of the session. I think Cuba was the last one to cross the line and I am the penultimate car to cross the line. Anyway, here we go then. So the earth is wide open as we go to the line now and now over the line to start our lap. Here we go. So braking at the 100 meter board for the first corner. As I said here, completely blind. You have to turn in whenever it feels right. And that was a pretty sweet corner. Hit the apex, a little bit of oversteer on the corner exit. But I got early on the throttle, so that was a pretty sweet first corner. Now this flowing section here. This is still full throttle, still full throttle. Now you have a slight lift. And then you shift down to 5th gear. And a very flowing section there. But yeah, good balanced car there. Now the second sector, very important. Cut this corner as much as you can without obviously cutting it too much. It was very good. Got early on the throttle. So we now head down into turn 11. This is, I believe, braking the 100 meter board down to second gear. Another quite blind corner. Had a little bit of a luck up, but I took a late apex, meaning that my exit speed, or I could get early on the throttle, and so my exit speed will be high at the exit of the corner, which is crucial because this long straight follows up. Then turn 12, as I said before, braking at the 100 meter board down to second gear. Some people go to first gear. A little bit of oversteer on corner entry as I locked the rear tires, I believe, under braking. And we come now into this technical section. Carry a lot of speed into the corner as much as you can. Find the grip, the grip, and then get on the throttle. And then this corner, I like to keep it tight. Some people like to really swing it in there, but I like to keep it tight. Could have got a little bit early on the throttle, lost some time there. Not the greatest third sector so far. But now these final two corners, down to 4 for this one. Keep it safe, don't run too wide. That was very nice. And now this final corner, brake late. Hitting the apex. Run it out wide, here is open again. Very good final corner. And at the end it's a 1:36.949. Puts me up in pole position. And Cuba was still about to cross the line. But I can tell you that Cuba did a 37.1, I believe. And so we are on pole position for the final race. Actually by 3/10 of Cuba. Did not expect that. I thought Cuba would have been a little bit quicker than that. But anyway, pole position, I'm happy with that. I was the only one in the 36s. So again, happy with that time. So it's pole position then, couldn't have got any better as I start from the Robert side from the grid as well. So yeah, I was very happy with that. Didn't expect it though, because my final sector wasn't great. I did a 0.6 I believe, while 0.4 is pretty average. So you could call my final sector being pretty slow, which it actually was indeed. So I was surprised with that. I thought the pole time would have been something like a 0.7, but no, I'm not going to complain obviously. So on the soft tire. Tire degradation for this race is well, it's a two-stop, I would say. Soft, medium, soft. And if you cannot make that work, then soft, medium, medium as we run through the grid. As we see Timo now in 7th, Jen in 8th, Adrian there in 9th. Didn't have the greatest qualifying. He made a mistake in his lap. Same for Eduard, who we can see there. Also made a mistake. Christian Nanov in 11th. He is new to the league. Diwat Nel in 13th, Lionel Clue in 14th, Zarov in 15th, Barons in 16th, Miko was in 17th. Oh yeah, I need to point this out. Miko actually found out that he cut it on his qualifying lap, and well, because it's the final race of the season, the rules are a little bit more strict, you know. Because usually if you cut in your quali lap, you're gonna have a back of the grid for the next race, but obviously because it's the final round, rules are a little bit different. You would get a 30-second penalty. And you would get the chance after the qualifying session to check your lap, see if it's clean. Miko said that he cut it his lap, so that's why he started all the way down in 17th or 18th. I cannot really remember what it was, but he needs to work his way up the field, obviously. So, I think my last pole position was in Imola, if that's right. Is it? Maybe it was a little bit later actually. I cannot remember. Doesn't matter anyway. So. Slowing down here quite a lot, as you can see here. This is because I wanted to bring the field a little bit close to each other, so I don't have to wait too long before the lights go out and green. Otherwise your brake temperature will drop, your tire temperature will drop, your engine temperature will rise, so that's not great. So I bunched the field up a little bit more, and I'm making a few more burnouts. And well, finding my grid slot, which is right there. Doing a little bit more swerving, get some tire temperature, heat in the tires, and line it up. So now it's waiting for everyone to find their grid slot. Here we go again, zooming in. I'm going completely crazy with this. You will see it during this race. I love it. Anyway, here we go. Everyone's lined up. We're waiting for the lights now. We should see 4 green lights, and then the lights will go out. So here we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, and lights out, and away we go. So we're racing. Pretty good start there. Yes, indeed a pretty good start. Still staying in front of Cuba. Cuba will go around the outside. I'm going to defend the inside. And seems all pretty smooth and clean at the moment through the first corner. Little bit of smoke up behind. There must have been an incident or something like that. But we have managed to make it cleanly through the first couple of corners. So here we go. This is the field at the moment. Great shot here. This is one of the tracks, in my opinion, of the calendar, which looks well, amazing. And still in the lead, obviously. That's what we wanted. Cuba, I think, had the initial launch, which was better than me, but I think his first gear was a little bit longer than mine, so it took him some time to accelerate. So now, 34 laps long is this race, which is a long race. So yeah, stay concentrated, make no mistakes, and keep it up, of course. I knew that my race pace was pretty nice, so I was very confident at this rate at keeping Cuba behind. But we'll see what we can do. First pit stop window should be at lap 10ish. So creating a little bit of a gap to Cuba. Gap is about 8, 9, 10s at the moment, I would say. Obviously he will get DRS soon, so wanted to get him out of my DRS zone, but at the same time don't push too hard, because the difference between pushing hard here and just being consistent and stable here is quite a big difference. Talking about tire wear, if you push, your tire wear will really drop quickly. That's not what I wanted, because I needed to make my tires last. So first up completed. Now we will have a look at the replay from the start. So this is what it looks like with all the cars coming through. Very good shot, very nice. But how was the launch? As I said, I think Cuba had the best initial launch, but after that, well, I pretty much picked up the pace and the acceleration was there. Defended the inside, and now that was pretty much it. Just a clean start there. There was some chaos in the background, as you can see. There we'll have a look later what happened there. Here's Cuba. There, you saw that? His initial launch, I believe, was better, but after that he just slowed down a little bit. Probably thanks to his gearing. Tried to go around my outside, but well, it's very hard to go around the outside. Now, look at this shell, I absolutely love it. And now we'll have a look what happened here. So I think Eugene got spun around by Eduard, and then it caused a little bit of a chain reaction. But nothing too major though. We have seen bigger crashes, that's for sure. Anyway, nothing happened in the last lap, so we will go and skip ahead to lap 4. And look at that, the gap that me and Cuba have already created to George Winter. Winter having a very great qualifying in 3rd position. And Alessio Campos at the moment in 5th, who is my championship rival, pretty much for that 3rd spot. But obviously with the 30-second penalty added from Melbourne, Australia, well, the top 3 for me was pretty much out of reach. Even if I won, Campos I think should have finished lower than 4th or 3rd, something like that. So yeah, pretty tough objective. So Cuba had DRS all the time, and the 2 DRS zones, but he just couldn't close up. Every time I nailed my exits on the corners where the DRS zone would follow up, and that kept me in life really, as I still keep it in the 1st position then. And yeah, at the moment, so far so good. My tire wear was nice. I was very consistent, lapping in the 141s the whole time, even in the 140s at the beginning of the race. But obviously your tires drop down after that. Your tire performance. As Cuba, you can see here, likes to swing it into this corner a little bit more. That gives him a better exit. But yeah, I prefer entry speed into that corner. It's probably better to swing it in a little bit more. But yeah, for me it didn't feel natural, you know. and it's important for a driver to make it feel natural. Otherwise, you might make a mistake in a 34 lap long race. So Kuba again having DRS, but again too far back, as you can see here. So no threat from behind, that's for sure. Skipping later to lap 9, look at this shot again, beautiful shot, and look at the gap as well we have created now to George Winter. It's a huge gap, so Kuba and me at the moment of a class on our own, So very happy with this pace, and entering lap 10 right now. So this should be the pit stop lap then. And yeah, I can tell you indeed that I'm going to pit this lap. Tire wasn't looking too bad, I mean the performance was still there. But yeah, the medium tire would be a better choice now. So we're going to pit in this lap, and I wonder what Cuba was going to do. At the moment I thought Cuba might undercut me, you know, he couldn't overtake me. And I thought, well, maybe he will try to do the undercut. I was surprised to see that he didn't go into the pit yet. I really was surprised. So yeah, I would have liked to maybe continue one lap longer, or maybe two to lap 11 or lap 12. But at the same time I had to fend off Cuba, and yeah, if he really did undercut in lap 10, then I had to defend him, obviously. So I think it's best to pit this lap and then to something like a 12 lap long medium stint and go onto the soft tire again for the end of the race. So you can see that the driving is very, very smooth. It looks all very controlled. At the moment we are actually really in control. Of course we are being pressured by Cuba every single lap, as he every lap gets DRS, but yeah, I tried to pay attention to the road and not to my mirrors, and that definitely worked out. I think Cuba and my pace was pretty similar to each other, so yeah, we should have a good battle maybe in the remaining of the race. So here we go, pitting in this lap, going into the pit stop then, and whoa, having a little bit of an oversteer moment, and now we go into the pit box. So looking for my pit box, where is it? And it should be about here. Yeah, it is. And do I overshot it? I overshot my pit box. A stupid mistake, and Cuba will have the lead of the race now. Now finally the pit stop gets taken place, but that was way too late, and Cuba going to take the lead of this Grand Prix, that's for sure. So super clumsy mistake. I just couldn't see and find my pit box. In rFactor you get an arrow and a red marker around your pit box as an indication where you can stop, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't see the contrast between the building and the red arrow. I am colorblind. People ask me whether it is thanks to the colorblindness. I don't think so. I just couldn't see it personally, and then after that there was a lot of frustration coming out, and look at this, and out of accident I just pressed the pit limiter, and that is super clumsy, because that gives me a penalty. I rejoined the track in front of Dewald Nell, I believe. It's going to be close actually on the pit exit, but what a stupid mistake from my side. I do take the place from Dewald Nell. A little bit of aggressive maybe, but I had the inside there. He turned in a little bit on me, and no, that's not gonna happen. I'm taking this place, but what an ultra stupid and dumb mistake. First of all, you overshot your pit box. Okay, it can happen. I mean, honestly, I just did not see the contrast. I couldn't see the red arrow and the red border around the pit box. The thing is, when I came into the pit box, I saw a lot of red borders around basically every pit grid slot, the pit box. So that already confused me. As I was searching and searching, I finally found the red arrow, but it was too late. And now we end up behind Corey. But the most stupid thing ever is that I got mad, and I just wiggled with my wheel out of frustration, and then I basically punched my wheel. And by doing so, I punched my hands on top of my wheel, and somehow I accidentally pressed the pit limiter and it activated, and this gives me a penalty. It is super clumsy, and as you can see there by my driving, well, I'm not happy, and there was a lot of aggression in myself now, but yeah, I cannot show my aggression right now. I cannot start to weave. I mean, that would be super clumsy again. This is just so stupid. I'm not going to go into the pit now to take the penalty. We will do that later, but yeah, what a super clumsy situation. Of course, it gives away the race victory probably here. And it is just so unnecessary and so stupid. I think we're still in second place if I saw it right. I'm not entirely sure on that. Is it second place? Yeah, I think so. I think that is Kuba up front. And we are going to pit. As we see there, a car in front of us, which is actually glitched out. I know it looks very weird. I think we were in third actually. So, taking the penalty then. And, well, very, very stupid of course. So, there we go. There we take the penalty. You see it's on the right, on the left hand side right now. You saw the red border around the pit boxes. That's what confused me. Anyway, out on track again. And that is the penalty done with, then dealt with. And well, need to settle down into my race obviously. And see what we can do. Try to have a recovery race and just have some more fun. You know, that's all you can have right now. I would have liked to stop racing right now, but you cannot give up. You've got to keep on going. Although, yeah, again, I would have liked to give up and stop the car right now. I mean, you as a driver right now, you want to have another good race instead of having me oversteer. You want to have this good final race, you know, as I have a big track extent there. I don't know what I was thinking right now. I couldn't get it out of my head right now and focus on the racing again. It was so stupid, and I was really ashamed, and it's such a shame really. You want to have a good final race of the season, that's for sure, and to end it like this, it's not great. I would have liked to go for the victory, and I really wanted to give it my everything for that victory, but making such a stupid mistake, well, it's not worth getting a victory then, is it? It's harsh, but no, it's not, of course. You don't deserve a victory then. And well, I'm gonna tell you something which is stupid again. At the end of this lap, I'm going into the pits again. And no, this is not for strategy, it's for a penalty. And you might be wondering, wait, you already served a drive-through penalty. Yes, I served a drive-through penalty, but the penalty which I got awarded was not a drive-through penalty, it was a stop-and-go penalty. I don't know how you can call it. Can you call it inexperience? I don't know. I really don't know. And again, I missed my pit box, and there's Dimitri pitting as well. And now I tried to get him as grid slot, and I hold up Dimitri in the process. What am I doing? Look at the left. You can see that red border around the pit boxes. That is what confused me so much, to be honest. And well, then in the end here, this is just clumsy again. And I apologized after the race to Dimitri, and Dimitri actually said that it was his own fault. I don't know how it is his own fault. Maybe an unsafe release, but yeah, I don't know. I hated myself right now, as you can imagine. And about this drive-through penalty, well, I thought on my dashboard it said something like, I think DF, and I just completely thought that meant a drive-through penalty. So I went out again, as we see this glitched car there. This is for position, by the way. I saw this on my dashboard, went in, I got out of the penalty, and I still saw that this penalty thing was still there. And in rFactor you have this window where you can see what kind of penalty you actually have. But I thought that DF stood for drive-through, but it didn't. So I looked at that penalty screen in rFactor itself, and then it said a stop-go, and I was pretty much face palming now for every single corner. No. Yeah, so embarrassing, and it's just such a shame as well. I think I'm down in P9 or P10 right now, but yeah, it is very stupid, obviously. Very, very stupid. But at least we have served the stop-go right now, and well, how are you going to forget something like that? Well, yeah, as I said, there was a lot of aggression in myself, and still for 2 laps right now. Is this for position? I would say so. This is for position. Yeah, this is for position. With this is actually for P12 or P11. I'm in P12 at the moment. With Lionel Clue here up ahead, and he should pit soon, I think, as his tires are pretty worn, I believe. So let's see if he pits. And yes, he does pit indeed. Yeah, he does. So that's at least 1 position gain. But yeah, a lot of anger in myself right now, and it took me 2 laps to completely calm down. And at that stage my tires were also pretty worn because of the aggression I had in my driving. So yeah, this medium stint wasn't great, and I wanted to go on the softs really as soon as possible. But I was in this fight here with Christian Nanov, I believe, and this is for P9. We will see soon, I believe. But yeah, still on the medium tires. This is indeed for P9. As Christian is driving in the point for his first race. Impressive stuff. Good job. Got 14 laps to go right now. And at this stage, yeah, I was like, just stop thinking about it. You know, it doesn't help to keep thinking about it. It will not improve your race. Yeah, just stop thinking about it. Have some more fun while you're out on track for this final race, and well, take this experience with you for next year. You know, every mistake you make, it's fine. It's not really fine. It's of course a shame, but if you learn from it, you will be better than ever in the future, of course. And that's what I try to think and take with me. Anyway, the DRS is wide open on Christian here right now as he goes defensive. Does he? No, he doesn't. He leaves the door wide open. That's an invitation for me to go on the inside, which I do. So indeed, Christian having a little bit of a moment on the corner, well, mid-corner there, pretty much. Some oversteer. He tried to go around the outside, left him some space on the outside. Not a lot. But just about to squeeze through, but it wasn't necessary anyway, as the move was already pretty much done before the corner. So P9 right now, the maximum I could get right now was I think P6. The top 5 was just too far in front, and Cuba was still leading by I think like a 15-second gap or something like that. I would have loved to battle with Cuba here this final round. I think I could have battled with him and have a really nice battle, but yeah, it's let's not talk about it. I mean, you can talk a lot about it, but it's not going to help. Anyway, here I go again. Crazy camera shot. Again, zooming out. So lap 22 right now, and I'm going to pit this lap. So yeah, this medium or this medium stint here wasn't as planned. It didn't go as planned. It didn't go smooth. I was aggressive with the driving in the first couple of laps. Obviously, after I was pretty mad and angry and upset. So there we go, not the smoothest stint here from my side. But yeah, as soon as I went onto the onto the soft, I said to myself, "Well, just push for it one more time, see what you can do." You know, there's a battle up front there, which is all for positioning, and I actually closed them down lap by lap. I think it was like 1.5 seconds a lap. I mean, the pace was there. It really was. I think at this stage I had the fastest lap of the race. It's probably Cuba who had the fast lap of the race, but obviously I had all these, you cannot call them incidents, but yeah, I don't know how you can call them, but I'm sure you know what I mean. And yeah, the pace was there again, and that is why it's such a shame, but I'll stop talking about it now. It's there's no point to keep on talking about it. Still 12 laps to go in this race, a lot of things can still happen. Just go and push and have some fun out there. So we're going to pit this lap, see if I can find my grid slot actually this lap. That would be interesting. Here we go, entering the pit. Last time round I had some oversteer on the pit entry as well, while activating the pit limiter. This time it was all clean though. And now looking, and you can again see, you know, up front you can see these red borders around the pit box. That's what confused me. I saw it first and I was like, wait, that's where I need to stop, because it had this color. And then I didn't saw the arrow, so I felt like, no, I don't have to stop. Then I looked further ahead and then I saw the arrow, but as you know, at the point I saw the arrow, it was already too late and I overshot my box. Anyway, we're joining the track now on the soft tires. 12 laps on these soft tires as we have a beautiful drift there. Holy cow, that was a great drift. I don't know who that was. Was that Eugene? Eugene, might have been Eugene, not sure. If it was Eugene, well done to you. It was very impressive. Drifting his way around the first corner there. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. P6 is the maximum at the moment. I'm just going to push my balls off right now. See where I end up. And at this stage I was more calm down. And I tried to turn the anger, which I had before, into a pace. If you can do that as a driver, well then you're on for a good streak of laps, because sometimes a driver needs this fire within himself to provide some good and quick lap times. So again on the soft tire, definitely felt happier on the soft tire compared to the medium. That's why I went with soft again. Otherwise I could have driven about 11 laps medium and then 11 laps medium again. Would it work? Yeah, maybe 11 laps medium and then 13. But yeah, I felt more comfortable on the soft tire, so that's why I chose it. Up front we see a driver, and that is all for position. I'm sure we'll have a look at which position I'm in right now. I think still a few people have to pit, and I'm trying to undercut them as well a little bit, of course. Putting in some quick lap times right now. P10 at the moment. We skip to lap 24. Now a great shot here again. There comes Eduard Corre, and oh, there's the networks car overshooting the final. That's not the final chicane, but anyway, he overshot that corner there. For sure, there was the chicane or the hairpin at the end of the long straight, and this is then for position, probably P9 still. And well, let's see if we can overtake him. This guy, no offense, but has a really difficult surname to pronounce. It really is. It's Ali Gupus, something like that. We'll have a look soon at his name, I believe. It's very hard to pronounce anyway. Anyway, he's in the Netrex car, that's what I know. Very close behind him. Try to focus on the exit here. Open up the DRS. I think I'm a little bit too far back there. We see the DRS wide open. And he has pretty good straight line speed. So I think I'm too far back here. I'm closing down though. He defends the inside. I have to go around the outside, leaving plenty of room to him. A little bit too much actually. And I couldn't go around the outside, but I could get early on the throttle. So it gives me an opportunity to have a look here. But no, no overtaking possible there from that distance. So I have to let him go again and pick up the horrible dirty air. I mean, it really is horrible in those corners there. It's very quick. Oh, having a little bit of oversteer moment on the corner entry there. Almost spun out. Luckily managed to save it. Rens Klopp actually spun out on that corner in the same way as I did. I was able to correct it, but Rens Klopp spun out there in the ace race before, I believe. And I think we're still being followed by Christian. As you can see, they're taking different lines. I'm taking a later apex, allowing me to get early on the throttle. And this should be an easy move. Already picking up the slipstream, now getting the DRS boost. He goes defensive, but I think the move will be done before the corner already. Here we go. And it indeed is already done before the corner. Still going to brake very late, as you can see there. A little bit unstable on the braking, just braking very late to make sure he doesn't dive bomb me back. And that's P9 was it, I believe. So, well, up to P9 now, it's something. But there was a battle going on in front of me, and I was closing them down during the whole race after that mistake. So, yeah, keep closing them down, and hopefully I can overtake them. Get into P6, because as I said, that was the maximum at this moment. Look at the gap I create to Ali Bush. I cannot pronounce it. Sorry about that. Anyway, lap 25 finished now. 9 more laps to go in this final round of the season, and indeed in P9 at the moment. So we skip a little bit later, lap 27. The beginning of lap 28, and visually you can see how much I closed them down. They are visually much more closer than they were before, as James Sadler there, well, goes for a dive bomb on Dewald Nell, and James actually paying the price himself as he goes wide and off the track. And now it's my turn to close down on James Sadler and try to overtake him. Look at that, I was already very close behind him. Here we go, very close behind him indeed, and James is not looking happy at the moment. He's on the medium tire as well, and he lets me actually through. So go speed teammate there letting me through. Thank you for that. And James indeed seemed to have a little bit of a problem there once he got off track. Maybe flat spotted his tire. That's not going to help with your performance of the tires. Give some vibrations in the wheel as well. So yeah, it's not great. But this is P6. Dewald now followed by Eduard Corre in P7, and now I'm in P8. So still 7 laps to go. We'll see what we can do. So Eduard is putting the pressure on Dewald. Eduard, sorry. Corre was quicker than Dewald now, as they go both very deep into that corner. And as you can see, it closed me up even more. And now I'm, well, I've joined this battle here. I'm into the mix, that's for sure. And well, we'll see what we can do now, as Eduard is very close behind Dewald. He will pick up the dirty area that will drop him off significantly. And as you can see, they're having a moment there myself on corner exit. I kept my foot on the throttle, and now picking up the dirty air as well. Get my foot on the throttle there. A little bit of a risk, but the dirty air wasn't that bad at that stage within the triple apex corner. DRS open, so I'm within DRS range right now. Eduard is as well, but Eduard seems to be a little bit too far back in the moment to overtake Dewald. So 6 more laps. And oh, Eduard going for the undercut there, gets early on the throttle, and now I'm gonna have to wait, see what these guys do, and try to to capitalize on that as we go through this first sector here, this very flowing section. And Eduard spins! Eduard spins himself off, barely able to avoid him. That was well, for me it was pretty hectic. It doesn't look that spectacular in the replay, but from my point of view, I can tell you that did scare me quite a bit. That raised my heartbeat by quite a few beats per minute. Anyway, luckily managed to avoid him. It's a decision you make. It's all instinctive. I chose to go around the outside there in my attempt to avoid him, and luckily it was the right choice. Managed to avoid him just about. Had to go off track, obviously, thanks to that. But it gives me a position, and I'm happy with that. Eduard actually touched the back of Dewald now, so that's an indication that now is really struggling for his tires, because Eduard was touching him in a section where you really I go for the inside here. Wow, what a good pass on Dewald now. I called him sleeping there, and well, that was the pass done. Look at this, from pretty far back, just left the door wide open, and once again it's an invitation for me to go for that gap, dive in there. Still made the corner, left some room on the outside, which wasn't necessary as he already gave up the position before the exit of the corner. So P6 then. But what I wanted to say is that Dewald really was struggling with tire wear, that's for sure. I mean, Eduard touching the back of his car on the very flowing first sector, where you pick up a lot of dirty air, that shows enough, I believe. But yeah, caught Dewald sleeping there. Left the door wide open on the inside, went for it, and well, that's another position as we enter the final lap of the race right now. So, final lap of the Formula SimRacing 2014 Pro Series around the Circuit of the Americas, and I just said to myself, just enjoy it one more lap, just have some fun. I was still in P6, no way I could catch P5. I think Christoph was in P5 at the moment or something like that. I think so, but I might be wrong. Just enjoy the one more lap. It's a big break between the FSR seasons. I think the new season starts in March or something around there, so it's a pretty long break. And so I just wanted to enjoy this one more lap. It's not the result I have hoped for, obviously. I mean, I really wanted to go for a win here as I make a lock up as well into this turn 11. Yeah, it's a shame, but what can you do? Well, the thing you can do is take this experience and learn from this experience and take it to next year. You know, that's all you really can do. And this is exactly the reason why I think I'm personally not ready for a season such as Ace or no, let alone the World Championship. You know. If you make mistakes like that, you're not ready to do that, and I think I'm gonna stay in Pro for another year with Ghost Speed. I'm open for any other teams if they come up with a good offer, but yeah, I would like to stay in Pro as we come through this Triple Apex one more time. And there's a car! There's a car on the side of the track, and that is Christoph Schoer. And Christoph here showing his awesome bad luck. Well, it's not awesome, of course, but is big bad luck. I don't know how else I could describe it as I come across the line. P5, that is more than the maximum. That's not what I deserve. I deserve P6 because, no, Christoph definitely deserved to be in that top 5, but he had an engine blowout on the final lap of the race. How unlucky is that? That is indeed very unlucky. And so we finished this race in P5. A very undeserved P5 because, as I said, Christoph should have been in there, and P6 was really the maximum. So, well, yeah, in the end I tried to forget about the mistake I made, and as I said, try to take it with me for next season and learn from it. I mean, this season really for me has been a very informative season. If I would describe this season with one word, I would go with informative. I've learned a lot, and yeah, I hope to take everything with me which I've learned into next season. The last couple of races went really well, much better than in the beginning couple of races of the season. So that shows that I'm indeed learning, indeed making progress, and hopefully I will well, take this momentum with me for next season as well. Although it's as I said, a very long break, but yeah, I'm in the end. I'm not really that happy with the season. I am not that disappointed either. I didn't really have a lot of expectations for the season. You know, I was like, well, just go in Pro, drive there, and we'll see where we end up. We have had some highs and lows. We've had some problems, some stupid mistakes. One of them in this race, but also, yeah, this race was pretty symbolic for my season, as we see Cuba there, who indeed in the end took home a victory. Unsurprisingly, because he's just a really big talent. But yeah, it's a symbolic race here. I mean, the high was the pole position, but it's always being followed up by a low, and then there was this mistake. And hopefully, as I've mentioned many times before, I can learn from it and yeah, improve for next season. I will definitely, well, most definitely, it's very likely that I will race again in the next season in pro as well, because I have enjoyed it a lot. That is something which is for sure. Of course, you race here for the fun, and the fun is definitely what I had. I still remember the race in Australia was the most hectic race I have ever raced in, probably, but also the most fun race. And yeah, there were some highs and lows, as I said before, but I definitely enjoyed this season, and well, I'm neutral with my feelings of the season. It could have gone better, it could have gone worse. In the end, I think me and Cuba were the only ones in the 138 or 139s. Cuba did a 38, I did a 39. Could have gone with a 38.4, so that would have given me the fastest lap of the race. But I was of course battling with cars around me, so yeah, my sector times were on for a .4. Anyway, doesn't matter. Here's the championship standings. So top 3 advances to ace next season. I even finished behind Yorick, who well, didn't race the final races. So P5 in my first season. Could have gone better though, and well, I hope to do better next season, and well, we'll see how it goes there. So yeah, a very stupid mistake, and that cost me the race victory and well, for sure the podium. It's a big shame again, but what can you do about it? And I should learn that I shouldn't get frustrated that easily. Just keep your head cool, because well, getting frustrated can lead to very, very unnecessary mistakes. After that also was stupid with not realizing I had a drive or a stop and go. But yeah, it's all something to take with you for the next season. Anyway, I should thank, of course, a couple of people. First of all, Go Speed for giving the opportunity to drive for them. A big, big thank you. It has been my pleasure. I've enjoyed a lot of races. I've enjoyed every race, and well, it was good fun to drive in FSR, and I'm really happy that I've done it. Also, I should thank yeah, everyone within Go Speed, so my teammates for helping, and well, once again, it was good fun. Thanks to the FSR organization, John Eric Sexton, the FSR president. Thank you for setting up everything. It was very nice to drive. Also, thank you to Jamie, my friend, for making the TV overlays, or yeah, just the overlays. It really helps out with watching the video, because you can know which lap you're in and stuff like that. And well, I think that is pretty much it. Although I should thank a few more people, and that is you who are watching right now. Thank you for the support, and well, thank you for liking the videos and stuff like that. It really helps me out, and yeah, it really gives a boost, and yeah, it gives a motivation boost in particular, and well, I think that's pretty much it. So thanks for the support, and I hope that you will be there again watching next season as well. It has been my pleasure to make these videos, and I've enjoyed it a lot, and well, that is the most important thing at the end of the day. So thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, one more time, I would appreciate a like, and well, that is pretty much it. Thank you ever so much for the support, and I'll see you guys next season hopefully. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.